Hi everyone, welcome to Our Two Cents. I'm your host, Clinton Smith. I'm here with our financial advisor and president of GCES, Galen Bargerstock. Galen, how's your day?
I'm doing great, Clint. How are you?
You know, I have, again, zero complaints.
No complaints, none.
Yeah. Well, I'm sure you would point out that I probably do have complaints.
No.
But I don't want to share them because that's another thing, positivity. We're always talking about being positive and having a positive attitude. And that's something that carries us through life.
Yep, being positive and, knowing the situations. That's hilarious. We did get into a fight this morning about being positive.
Yeah. So guys, if you were with us last week, everyone learned that Galen has no pet peeves. This week, we're going to be talking about money mishaps. So, money mishaps is basically us talking about things that can go wrong with money.
Or things that you might have purchased that weren't the appropriate purchase that are going to pull you back a little bit so you're not financially where you need to be.
Yeah. So guys, at Our Two Cents, we're going to talk health, wealth, and happiness. We're going to talk all the things related to money, and it is our opinion on these things. If you wanted to, you could also check out our podcast. You can find it on our website, www.gces.us. There's links on there to our audiobook. There's links to the book, The Story of Carl and Barb. There's links on there to all of the publications that we've been featured in, from U.S. News and World Report, the Associated Press, the Wall Street Journal, Yahoo Finance. All of those articles that we've been featured in can be found on our website. You can find our book, our audiobook. Yeah. You can also find all of our radio appearances on there as well. And there's soon going to be a new page called More Than Money.
Yeah.
You want to tell everybody what More Than Money, the deal is with More Than Money?
More Than Money is going to be our podcast that we are doing with Froggy 98 or 95?
I think it's 95. We're going to be on Froggy Guys on Saturday mornings with our podcast. Our podcast is also going to be echoing into this TV show, so you guys will get a chance to watch it there. But ultimately, the goal of us doing the TV show and doing the podcast and doing seminars and doing things in our community is really to get the word out there about us and what we do.
Yeah, for sure.
When we started this, I think that we had a lot of people saying, I'm just a postal employee, I'm just a letter carrier, I don't need a financial advisor.
No. I mean, that was the most common misconception that everybody had at the beginning whenever I started with federal employees, because everybody thought that they didn't have anything. And I can tell you guys that there are some very high TSP balances, which is the traditional, 401k equivalent for the federal people. But, it's amazing on how the stock market has changed that.
I will say it is really cool that 15, 16 years ago, we started doing this and working with federal employees. And at that point, you had people fix what they were doing, right? Because no matter what, our first step, if you're a federal employee and you're not doing anything, is not to sell you life insurance, but to give you education about investing the 5%, because you get a matching 5% inside of your TSP. That's the first step, is to get that free money, because that's you investing in yourself and doubling your money right from the get-go.
Yeah. Well, I mean, with federal employees, I was in the military. I had a thrift savings plan. Do you know how much education they gave on us? None. We got deployed and we were overseas. They casually told us that it would be tax-free, whatever we saved, but there was no class around it to educate us.
Did you see what we passed today on the way here?
No, what?
Navy Federal Credit Union.
Oh, well, that's a very big credit union.
It is. So I never knew anything about it, right? Yeah. And we're in Indiana, Pennsylvania, guys. There is no Navy Federal Credit Union there, but they have them here in Arizona where we shoot our show. And I can remember in boot camp in the Marine Corps, I mean, none of us, we all show up, we're all 18. I just got out of high school 6 days before that. They literally lined us all up. We all signed up for checking accounts. We all signed up for credit cards. And we all signed up for direct deposit into those accounts, all through Navy Federal Credit Union, which has to be huge that they're just signing people, hundreds of people up at one time in boot camp.
That was the intro into the military. Yeah, they gave us the money, we put it places, and then we walked through and picked out our own shoes and toiletries. Yeah, it was a good time.
And I mean, just think about this. Do you know, is in insurance and finance, is it just that we've been in it so deep now that we understand that there's thousands and thousands of things available out there for our clients?
Yes.
Have those always been there and we just didn't know about it?
Yeah, most likely. I mean, there's a lot of changes that have happened throughout the years, and things are getting better, and new accounts have sprung up. But
Yeah.
or maybe Roth IRAs are becoming more popular because people are getting more educated on the things. But they always the standards exist.
Well, I do think that even though like 15 years ago, just federal employees, I mean, we're talking paper, we're talking nothing online.
Yeah,
The amount of information that was readily available to them before the internet
yeah,
would have been minute compared to now. So I do think even with the invention of the internet and meeting people online, that the insurance industry has blown up and the finance industry has blown up so much that now people are doing themselves a disservice by not talking to a financial advisor when they're planning stuff.
you mean trying to do it themselves because they could
Yeah,
Google.
DIYers. If you're trying to DIY your own retirement, guys, good luck. You don't deal with it every day. Do you know what I mean? Like, you don't call an electrician and tell them how to do their job. You don't call a plumber and tell them how to do their job. A financial advisor is dealing with all of these things every day. He's going to know the things that are available to you. So even if you don't choose to call us, which the number is right here on the screen, you could do it right now. If you don't choose to call us, at least do yourself the right thing and meet with a financial advisor and get their opinion, because there are so many things that are out there.
I don't think that you necessarily, if you're the type of person that wants to do it yourself, then that's completely fine. But I think that you should still sit down with a financial professional, have a benefit review, so you know what all you have out there. And hopefully it's a learning situation for you at some point in that conversation, because you're going to learn a little bit and maybe get yourself a little bit better. So, at least sit down.
Yeah. So guys, our 2 cents, we're going to talk stuff, health, wealth, finance as it relates to health, wealth, and happiness as it relates to finance. That was hard to get out.
Yeah.
And guys, we're going to take a break. In the meantime, we talk about setting up an appointment with Galen. He can meet with you on Zoom. He can meet with you in your home. He can meet with you in our office in Indiana, Pennsylvania. And we work over the entire United States. If you're watching this on YouTube, you can give us a call, 888-391-3465. It takes less than 5 minutes to set up an appointment. We'll see you in just a moment.
When was the last time you saw your financial professional? Are you getting the most out of the strategy that was created for you? Although you've done a great job finding someone to help plan for your future, are you 100% sure that you were given the right strategy? We can help answer these questions and more with a complimentary second opinion evaluation. We will take a look at what you have in place and then help determine if you're well positioned to get the most out of your future retirement income. In the event that it is not, we can help by making suggestions and showing you how to get on the right path. You wouldn't get just one opinion when it comes to a major health decision, so why would you treat your most important financial decision with such disregard? Call today for your no-cost, no-obligation second opinion evaluation to see if you're getting the most out of your retirement income plan.
Imagine not having to face your retirement with the same big box solutions as everyone else. In these economic times, you deserve a fresh perspective that includes a personalized financial plan and a map to your retirement from an independent fiduciary advisor whose focus is solely on you. Call the number you see here to schedule your complimentary review right now. Welcome back, everyone, to our 2 cents. I'm your host, Clinton Smith. I'm also the CEO of GCES, and I'm here with Galen Bargerstock, our financial advisor and president at GCES. So Galen, you and I started GCES together almost 16 years ago.
Yeah, it's been a long time.
It has been such a cool experience.
It has. I mean, it's shown us the world.
Yeah.
And it's amazing that just helping people is provided us with so much through our lives that we can help, other people now with charities and things like that.
Yeah. We've done a lot of stuff for our community. If you live in Indiana, Pennsylvania, you definitely know about how much we get involved in charity work. I'm right now serving on the board of directors for the Humane Society. And to us, it's super important that we've been successful, that we're able to give back to our community. But all of this has been that we're successful because we've done the right thing for our clients.
I believe so. I mean, the lying core of what I believe in is that you should be helping other people in this lifetime to help them better their lives so everybody can live a comfortable life.
And that's really, I mean, that's why, guys, if you think about it, that's why we talk about health, wealth, and happiness when we're here with you guys. You know, not just numbers are involved in retirement. If people aren't taking care of themselves throughout their life, their retirement is not going to be that yacht scene dream retirement that everyone hopes for. And that comes down to just taking care of yourself. Now, granted, there are things that is outside of your control. Cancer happens, life sucks. We're all going to die, right? It's just trying to have as much fun before you get there.
Along the way, yeah. Responsible fun, yeah.
Yeah. So today's episode, guys, we're talking about money mishaps and things that can go wrong with money. We're going to share a personal story about Galen and I's biggest money mishap in the history of Clinton Galen. Do you know what it is?
I do not.
I know.
There's been quite a few things that we've spent money on that.
This is top of the line.
Okay.
This is the biggest money mishap that we've ever had in the history of our lives together.
Am I allowed to say it?
No, let me lead you down the path, right, guys? So when we started GCES, we were living in Aspinwall, right? We started GCS on a computer that Galen's mom bought for us that he was using to meet with federal employees to set his appointments. And it was a touchscreen HP all-in-one, and it sat in our kitchen. That was our makeshift office at the time. And that's where we started GCS on LegalZoom. And we started an LLC 2010.
Yeah, Pittsburgh, pretty much.
Yeah. So in that, we were still living in Aspinwall, right? We had looked at our house in Indiana. Do you get where I'm going now?
Not really.
You don't know where I'm going? So we looked at our house in Indiana, Pennsylvania, and we knew that we wanted it. And it was the end of the year. It was October. Galen, being a veteran, having a Purple Heart, and us both being veterans, we at that point were 2 months shy, just 2 months shy of having 2 years worth of W-2s,
self-employment,
that would allow us to get funding for our house, because you have to have 2 years of tax records showing that you're self-employed in order to get financed.
Yeah. I know where you're going with this now.
Yeah, so tell everyone what you decided to do at that point.
Well, I mean, I'll give a little bit backstory. I mean, before, we did all this and we needed to have 2 years of self-employment, I did have the 9 to 5, and we were looking for a home, and we were looking for that kind of situation where we could have some roots. Well, the self-employment thing came in, the rules for loans were different. I called the VA, and it was directly into the VA that I called for assistance. And, somebody that answered the phone referred me to an outside lender. And, it's one of those things where fingers get pointed, but I directly called in to the veterans, assistance.
I can confirm this, guys. I was there. So Galen, as a veteran, there's veterans loans, so Galen's calling the VA 800 number, and they basically are, hey, this is nothing we can really help with. You can't get a VA loan without 2 years of self-employment tax records or regular loan. Didn't matter either way, but hey, person on the other end of the phone, from the VA told you, hey, call this guy. He's a private investor, and he helps veterans get loans whenever they're self-employed and they don't have the 2 years worth of W-2s.
Yeah. So, I mean, I talked to this guy, they made it sound completely legitimate. I'm calling, getting filtered through the VA, thinking I'm getting assistance, and next thing you know, I'm writing a check and sending $27,000 to a scam.
Yeah. And it wasn't just one check for $27,000. There was another check, I want to say, for like $1,200 or $1,500 before that. That was our application fee, right? And again, granted, this is 2010 or 2012 or 2011. So, a lot of things were still not done on the internet. This is pre-COVID. So it was all funneled through the VA 1-800 number. And that's how we lost almost $29,000 when we were 27 years old, or I was 27.
Yeah.
So that is our biggest money mishap, guys, is that we got finangled and scammed out of $27,000 in the process to buy our house. So there's a couple takeaways here. This was in the month of October. Boy, aren't we such a dumb for not waiting 2 months.
Yeah.
So literally, it went from us in October throwing away $27,000, which, by the way, guys, we still have not gotten back. We're still waiting on that money. Do you remember the dude's name?
No, but they did arrest him. I remember that he was caught like drinking and driving on a lawnmower or something.
Yeah.
He was from like Alabama or something like that. But they did catch the guy. Yeah.
Yeah.
No
Went to
money. We
jail,
didn't get money.
haven't made our money back. But it taught us one thing: don't make rash decisions when it comes to finance, and especially a check that big. That was all of our money that we had.
It was everything, and we had to hustle yet again, to come up with the down payment to do it. What, 6 months later we
Yeah.
closed and we were in?
Guys, so in the end, it did work out for us, right? If you think about it, our house that we had was up here. You know, we offered up here. Our financing fell through. We lost the money. Somebody else put an offer, and it was like $30,000 lower than what we had offered. Those people's financing fell through, and then February hit. We had the W-2s. Bam, we got the loan, and we got the house for $30,000 less than what we agreed to 6 months before that.
It was, but it's still, you know, when you're buying a house, you're putting it into a 30-year mortgage. So,
Yeah.
I mean, it's a little bit different of a feeling to have the bill come down 20,000 or 30,000 than, yeah, it is what it is. It happened, but it was definitely a mistake. However, my mistake was going to be somewhat similar. It was house related. It was something that's on our roof.
Oh, yeah. Well, we'll get into that right after this, folks, because this is definitely another good story about money mishaps that we'll share a personal story again. And we're also going to talk about some money mishaps that we've seen with some clients. You know, at GCES, we work, you know, with a lot of federal employees. We work with families, anyone that is working and putting money into the bank or into investments and wants to retire. Retirement can be what? A third of your life if you do it right, or more.
Hopefully more, yeah.
Hopefully more. And we're all going to get there. You know how you get out of retirement?
I don't know.
Dying. Not a good option, guys. So give us a call while we take this break. 888-391-3465. We can set you up with an appointment and help you improve your retirement. We'll see you in just a moment.
The work never seems to end until the day it finally does. After nearly a lifetime on the job, you should be rewarded for all the time you spent working. Whether that's crossing off items on your bucket list, learning a new passion, or rekindling the love of an old one. After all, life isn't over when you stop working. It's the start of an all-new chapter. The one where you're the writer and you get to choose how your story will go. A way to achieve that is by having a clear financial plan to sustain your golden years. The biggest fear most retirees have is if they'll have enough money to maintain the lifestyle they've always enjoyed. Having a plan to help protect you against the curveballs life often throws will help to maintain your lifestyle. Call today to get your free written financial plan so you may live every day to the fullest and enjoy the retirement of your dreams.
As people, we strive for better. From a better house to a better career to a better life for all of those around us. Better has become the modern way. But when it comes to your retirement, what does better mean to you? Does that mean more income? Does that mean a flexible lifestyle or better solutions? A better retirement always begins with a plan. To get your complimentary written financial plan, just call the number you see here. And remember, you only retire once, and this is your opportunity to plan ahead for better.
Do you own an annuity? Are you aware of what type of annuity you own? For years, annuities have been cornerstones of retirement planning, but they're not all created equal, and your current annuity might not be serving your retirement goals. The good news is that rising interest rates could mean better guarantees, better benefits for your annuity, and if your annuity is not working for you, when would you like to know? Call now for your complimentary annuity review today.
Hi everyone, welcome back to R2 Cents. I'm your host, Clinton Smith. I'm here with our financial advisor and president at GCES, Galen Bargerstock. Galen, I'd ask you how you're doing, but I know you're going to say you're good.
Still good.
Still good.
Still good, yeah.
So guys, we're talking about money mishaps. We just shared a story about how we got finangled, scammed out of $27,000 when we were in our late 20s trying to buy our house. But you have a money mishap that you want to share.
I do.
I already forgot what you said it was going to be too, since we took that break.
Well, it's the solar panels.
Oh yeah.
So we had somebody come to our house and, give us a demo on solar, and it sounded spectacular. I mean, the service they were going to provide, how much, we were going to save. So of course we had 48 solar panels installed on our roof in Pennsylvania. So, one thing, they were never actually set up properly, I think. Is that what went down?
Yeah, so in the beginning, we had the solar panel company come out. They did a great job. They had financing set up. We financed the solar panels. It took them a while to put them up on our roof. We have a flat roof, so there was a little bit more engineering that was involved in getting them actually set up. They come out, they set them up, and anyone that's done solar panels knows that there's a little bit of a process where you have the solar panels set up, they're ready to go, but the power company has to come out and make it so that the power can go in both directions and you can sell back into the grid, and then you actually start making money on the solar panels and not having to pay for your electric bills.
Well, how long has it been since we had them installed?
So we've had them now, and granted, guys, we're in Western Pennsylvania. If you're watching this and you're in someplace sunny, solar panels might be a different thing for you. But we're in Western Pennsylvania where there's so many sunny days a year, we're considering naming them. And it's, it wasn't just the fact that there's not the opportunity because we're not in a very sunny location. It's the fact that they never worked right. And then we would turn them on, they would work right. 2 months down the road, they wouldn't work right. And we don't check them again until 6 months later, right? So now we've had them for a year and a half, and we're like, okay, I'm gonna take care of these solar panels. We're gonna call these solar panel people. We're gonna get this taken care of, right? Because that's life.
Yeah, you gotta fix stuff constantly.
All the time, right? Anyone that owns a house knows that it's the biggest source of
financial
depression,
stress.
Financial stress. So the solar panels are on our roof, right? By the way, guys, the solar panels is an over $100,000 expense for what we did.
You get a 30-year loan.
And a 30-year loan, right? They never worked. So then I finally get the company, and I'll call them out, 365 Solar. You can Google them. They're out of business. For obvious reasons. So we have an appointment, and the appointment is on Friday, and it's Wednesday. They call me and they say, hey, Clint, would you do us a solid? Could you meet with us tomorrow? Can we come to your house tomorrow on Thursday instead of Friday? Sure, I'm okay with that. I switched my days around. I made it work. I readjusted my appointments. I'm going to make this work, right? Because I want to get our solar panels fixed.
Yeah.
Lo and behold, it's like 2 hours after the time that they are supposed to be there, and they didn't call. So of course I'm livid at this point. The saga of solar panels continues.
Yeah.
Do you want to tell everybody what happened?
They went out of business. They knew that they were going to be going out of business. So instead of coming to us and fixing the problem, they decided just to push it back a little bit and let it be somebody else's problem.
Now listen, I'm livid, also a millennial. So I found every phone number, email address, every way I could contact this company. I left a voicemail on every single extension I could possibly find in like a matter of 15 minutes. The owner of the company calls me and said, hey, we went out of business today. So sorry about it. So to me, we could go after that company. There's no point. We're dealing with Generac, another money mishap where we made a decision. We were trying to do what was best for us at the time and trying to lower our electric bill. Everyone knows now electric bills are through the roof.
Through the roof, yeah.
And by the way, our solar panels still do not work.
No, I mean, even we have a warranty through Generac, but Generac has stood us up for the last 3 times to come out and look at them and address the situation. So I have no problem calling them out either, because it's a big money mishap, because we're thinking that we're going to save all this money on all of our electricity. I'm thinking in my head, we're going to get electric cars, we're going to live off the grid. None of that happened, it was completely different.
So the reason we are sharing these slightly embarrassing stories about personal money mishaps is because, guys, it is going to happen to everyone. You try to do the right thing, and the outcome isn't always what you had hoped it would be. And I'm sure you come across this with clients all the time.
Yeah, I mean, money mishaps could be something as simple as you buying something like a car that, you didn't exactly need. Your car was just fine. You did it because it was 2 years old and you wanted something new and fancy. You couldn't really afford it. You overextended yourself. Just a little mistake like that, where if you would have been in that car for 2 more years, maybe had it for 4 instead of 2, you could have had more money in your 401k. So there's so many different things that you could purchase money on that are just mistakes, just simple.
Ultimately, when Galen does a financial review with someone, he's going to go over all of the things that you have for retirement. He's going to put it all into a nice package and a printout that you're able to see all of the things that you're going to make money from. Because that's really what it comes down to whenever guys and gals are calling us to plan their retirement. They want to know, how much money is it that I'm going to make each month in retirement? This is how much money you already have saved. This is how much money you have from your inheritance that's going to pay you this much. And he puts that all together into one single number, even though the checks in retirement are coming from different places, puts that into one single number and says, hey, listen, you're going to make this much more or this much less compared to what you're making right now. And that's how people can really put their minds around whether or not they want to retire.
Yeah, I mean, I give people what I like to call the loss. So what I'm providing everybody with is the deficiencies that you have at this current point. So I'm looking for how much money you're going to make into retirement and how much money you're making now and what that loss is. And the difference tells me what you would need from those investments, or maybe you have rental incomes that money's coming in. So it gets interesting when different family situations come in, and then we're talking about Social Security. Do I need to get Social Security at age 62, or am I waiting to a later age to get Social Security? So it really comes down to that monthly income. How much do you need monthly coming in, and can you stretch out Social Security to a longer age?
It's really easy to change your trajectory at the ages of 25, 35, 45 than it is at 55, and retirement is knocking at your door. So guys, tune in next week on Our 2 Cents. We're going to be talking more health, wealth, and happiness as it relates to finance. And Galen, anything you want to tell everyone about money mishaps before they get out of here?
I think if you have a money mishap, don't think of it as a mistake. It happened, life happened, and you had a lesson that you learned from it. So, everything that you do is, potentially leading you to somewhere else. So pay it no mind and move on to the next thing.
Yeah. Life is like a box of mistakes. You got to make them, guys. We'll see you next week. Have a great day.